Types of screen enclosures. In Florida, there's a few different types of screen enclosures, and it's important to know which kind you're talking about when you're communicating, either for service work done on them or to have a new one built. So we're going to go through and cover the types that are out there and that you'll commonly see. Now, real quick, I'm your host, Corey Phillip with Gulf Coast Aluminum. First type of screen enclosure you'll find is what's called a traditional pool cage. It's just encompassing a pool area. As you obviously see, they might be a one-story cage like this one here. They could be 2 stories or taller like this one here. But a screen enclosure going over a pool with a screen roof up top is going to be called a pool cage. A lot of people might ask what type of roof this is or what this is called. And although we cover this in another section, I'll just tell you this is called a mansard roof right here. It rises up at about a 45-degree angle, goes flat, and then goes back down. Mansard roof on a pool cage like what you see here. Then you have what are called under truss screen enclosures. These under truss screen enclosures are just a section of walls underneath the truss roof of the house. So truss roof of the house, like you see there, truss roof of the house. This one's a little different because it's under a condo, but largely it's going to be under a truss roof, which would be up here on the second story. But screen walls, 1, 2, 3 screen walls and a door. There's no specific count of screen walls. They could be large, they could be small. On some smaller units, they might just be one wall with a door, but it's under the truss roof of a house. That's the key factor for an under truss screen enclosure. Common size door on this is just like a pool cage door, 36 by 80 inch. And this one that we have down here on the right was quite large. You can see you got one opening back there, two openings back there, and then it rounds the corner 3, 4, 5, and it went on 6. This one was rather complicated and tricky to do because you've got these little buttresses on the posts right here. So we had to notch out and cut over them, but we can do it. An experienced aluminum contractor, anybody that's done this type of work for a long time will have no problem going over these little buttresses right here and making them look nice and clean. Going on from there, we have what's called a screen room. These are screen rooms that are added onto a house. So you'll notice in this case, they have no under roof lanai section to screen in. This house did have an under roof lanai section to screen in, but it's quite small. Maybe you got 8 foot by 12 foot there, and they wanted to enlarge that. So these are roofs that are added on as part of a screen enclosure onto the back of the house. It's added on. And this is an aluminum composite panel roof. There are a couple other materials that might be used, such as a roll form roof, which is really just thin sheet metal. You don't want to use that. Very thin metal. The thicker composite panel roofs have a high density foam core in there. They're very impact resistant. You can get up there and walk around on them. That's what you're seeing here, and those are the only types of roofs that we do. So high density foam core, also known as a composite roof. You might also hear it referred to as an elite roof or an ultra roof. These roofs right here are going to be permitted. They do require a permit from the building department, and they are required to meet the wind code of at least, in most areas of Gulf Coast aluminum service area, 150 miles per hour. So to get this done, you'll first need to have a concrete pad poured and then have the room built on top of it. You can see both of these options here, or both of these screen rooms have kick plate as an option. So this kick plate here looks like it's a 12-inch kick plate. This one here looks like it's a 6-inch kick plate actually. The doors have 8-inch kick plate on them. Looks like it's a little bit lower than a door, so this is a 6-inch kick plate here. You'll notice this one's built up on a footer with pavers on top of it, and then have the screen room built on top of it. All right, and then finally, going on from there, our service area, where are we located? We're Gulf Coast Aluminum, and we provide aluminum contracting services in this section of Florida, the southwest area of Florida, going right up and down the coastline primarily, starting with Punta Gorda, ending up in Marco Island. So if you're in need of our services or are interested in having a screen enclosure built or getting repair work done on your screen enclosure and you're in our service area, don't hesitate to reach out, give us a call. I'm sure you'll be able to find either a link or our phone number very close to wherever you're seeing this video. Thank you.